Greetings, my brothers and sisters scattered upon the face of the earth. Welcome to Kibet Bera channel. Today, I'm going to teach you about my experience with a narcissist. One day, I was stranded and I did not have fare to travel. And so, I walked on foot, but I got a lift. I was traveling for 700 kilometers due to trouble that had happened in my country. And then I got a lift from a tractor. I got a lift from a Probox car. And then I went to ask for lift from truck drivers. And then I was at the truck office, and there were two young men at that office. And they told me there is a Kalenjin man who is a driver who will give you a lift. I waited asking other drivers for lift, but they refused to give me a lift. Finally, the Kalenjin driver arrived. And when I looked at him, my judgment from how he looked was that this man was a wicked man. I looked at him, and there was the hair on this side of his head had disappeared on this side, and there was some swellings here that showed that this man could be having STIs or even HIV/AIDS. But I said, since this man has given me a lift, he's the only one among all these truck drivers who have given me a lift, I will go with him. Then the young man over there asked him for some money. He gave one of them 50 Kenya shillings, and he gave another one 500 Uganda shillings, which is about 15 Kenya shillings. This one who received 15 Kenya shillings asked for more money, but he said unto him, I don't have money, and as you can see, I have a visitor, and we will have to drink tea at some hotel by the roadside. Then we entered the truck and we started traveling. And while on the journey, he was telling me of how kind he is, of how one time he lost his gas cylinder and it was returned to him because he never steals from people. Then as we traveled, there was a point he stopped the truck and went outside. Then I took my handkerchief to wipe my nose, and then as I was returning my handkerchief to my pocket, he came in and asked me, what is that you're putting in your pocket? I told him it is a handkerchief. He said, remove. I see. I removed it. He said, you know, you can be carrying somebody here and you have carried a thief. We continued with the journey. Then we reached a small town, and there was a small truck, one truck parked over there. He told me we are going to spend the night here. It was about 8 p.m. We had passed other big towns with many trucks that had stopped to spend the night over there. But I wondered why we spent the night where there is only one truck. Then he told me, we are not going to eat in the hotel now because the food might have gotten spoiled by this time. We shall eat in the morning. Then we came out of the truck, and then he was transferring fuel from one tank to the other. And then I asked him, why are you doing this? He said, so that the fuel does not pour out. I looked at the tanks, and really the fuel could not get poured. But I asked him, the way I see these tanks, there is no way the fuel can get poured. He did not answer me. I asked him a second time, the way I see these tanks, there is no way the fuel will pour. He did not answer me. I asked him a third time in a loud voice, and a fourth time in a louder voice. Then he said unto me, it seems you've not spent time with trucks. Then we went back inside the truck. I had planned in my heart that I would sleep on the seat. Then he started preparing some space behind the driver's seat and the passenger seat, a space about this size for him to sleep. Then he removed all his clothes. Then he slept facing the other side. Then he called me, come here and sleep. I thought that this man will suspect that if I sleep on the seat, he will suspect that I am a thief. So I decided to go and sleep, and I slept facing this other side. He told me, no, come this side. I thought that this man fears that I may escape at night if I don't sleep on the other side. Then he told me, remove your clothes. I removed my clothes but remained with my underwear. Then he told me, we are going to sleep facing one side, and then in the middle of the night, we shall change direction and face the other side. I said to myself, I'm suffering, it is like being in prison. I'll just accept what he says. So we sleep facing this side. Then he told me, why? And then there was a gas cylinder on the side of my head, so my head was slightly below his head. Then he told me, why have you moved downwards? I said, there is a gas cylinder here. I thought he would remove the gas cylinder, but no, he moved downwards. Then he told me, you came with a shot here? I asked him why. Said, shots bring, I thought he was worried about bed bugs because I had an experience with bed bugs while at the university. So I thought he was worried about bed bugs. I told him, bed bugs? He said, yes, bed bugs. So I removed my underwear. Then this man, then we slept. Then he pulled my hands and held them tightly on his chest. I thought that he was preventing me from escaping at night. But I had started suspecting in my mind that this man could not be a good man. Then he started shaking his ass like this, like a woman dancing. I ensured that he doesn't touch my bowels with his ass, with his buttocks. So I bent so that he was dancing his ass here on my stomach. Then I was sure that this man is a homosexual, but I could not find a reason but I could not find a reason to come out of the car. So when he saw that I was not understanding that he's homosexual, he turned to face the other side. I turned, but I ensured that my buttocks are facing upwards because I realized that this man is homosexual. So my face was facing downwards. He turned my chest and said, stay like this so that you can fit. I turned only my chest and my head. Then his penis touched my sides here. Then I was sure that this man is a homosexual. His penis was the size of this finger when it touched my sides on this side. So I told him, I'm not going to spend the night here. I'll go outside and spend the night with some watchmen. Then in the morning, we can continue with the journey. So I wore my clothes and left. Then I looked for water and washed my hands from a nearby hotel and washed my feet and my head. I could not shower because I had no place. I did not have money to go to a bathroom, and it was around 9 p.m. So I as soon as I had finished washing myself, I saw him, the truck left. He drove the truck and left. I went to the road and started asking for lifts from other vehicles. And at around 11:30 p.m., I stopped a matatu, and I asked the driver, "Can you please give me a lift?" He told me, "Where are you going?" I told him, "Nakuru or Nairobi, just this direction." He told me, "Enter." There were 2 passengers at the front seat and 1 passenger behind. The van was almost empty. And that was my experience. Thank you. Well, I'll continue this story in the next episode. Thank you.